Hello and welcome. In this video, I want to go over a strategy I've talked much about as far as buying low, selling high. I've even wrote a little bit of a computer program to help along the way to show that if you're playing this, you can buy something, it can fall 30% and you can be doing very, very well. This is Capricorn CPC, currently trading at 20,000 Satoshi. Nice pattern for what it's worth. You break out to this previous level after going down here. A few days of consolidating, building a symmetrical triangle, and approaching the 18 average. But we're not going over that. We're talking about the mathematics on the buying and selling. Let's take a look at this in the weekly time frame. And what I'm going to do is just show you using this system and computers to tell me when to buy and sell. Let's assume we're going to start when the price action was at around probably 30,000. So we're going to go say you buy at 30,000, you start entering in here, and you go all the way back. So we're going to use this on the daily time frame. But to make it let's do the daily. And I'm going to go all the way back in time and then use a computer program to help me with the buying and selling. I'm not happy about this taking forever to load. There we go. To do this, what I want to do to go back in time, I want to just make this as big as possible, like this. Should be loading, but for some reason it's loading relatively slow. Don't know if it's because I'm recording or not. But there we go. Now it's loading some other data. Slowly but surely. While it loads, I'll bring up my screen. This is the program in which I used that I'm going to state when to buy, when to sell, and how many to buy, as well as how many to sell. So we're going to use that computer program. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring it all the way back to that time frame. And assuming you start right here at 31,408, we'll say. So let's bring in this computer program and let's run it. I'm going to adjust the scaling to make it the easiest so that I can multitask. So put this on the left side. I'll make this a little bit smaller. And this a little bit bigger. There we have it. Okay, so now enter percentage gain. This is something I wrote for myself, so a lot of this is written for internal use. And let's just assume you want to make gains of 25%. So you sell something, you don't want to sell again until it goes up another 25%. So I'm going to write 1.25 in. You have no tokens to buy. Enter the amount bought. Well, let's say we buy 10,000. Satoshi price, I see 31,408. Start buy. This means what will your first buy be, and it's just going to automatically adjust anyway. But let's just say you wanted to buy for the 1,000. Just a spoiler: the first play is a sell. After sell, a buy percent larger. What that means is after you sell something, what percentage more do you want to buy? So meaning, if you sold 100 units, if you put in 5%, you'll be buying back 105. So we're just going to go small. We'll go 2%. After buy, you want to buy at what times larger? Meaning, if I buy, say, 100 units, and then it goes down again, how many more do I want to buy the second time? Because it's cheaper to buy, so you can afford to buy more. So what we'll do is we'll do 10% more. So here we have it. Now the game's about to begin for this program, and I can do three things. I can press number 1, and I can buy, and I have to buy 1,000 at 25,126. If it goes down, and sell 1250 at 39,260. It automatically is set up so you can never ever run out of shares, ever. I love that mathematics. V your stats. I can't do that until I get at least one sell. So I'll show you that after this next move, because this is a situation, these happen all the time, and this is wonderful when you're long and you have your sell orders in. So I can sell at 39,260, but I can't sell at 49. And then it goes back to 31,353, so I'm obviously going to buy back at 31,408. And there we have it. So now let's click on the view stats just to show you. One, it shows you how many coins you have in inventory, 10,013. Net Bitcoins, -3. That's how much you have paid into the tokens, minus overall. Total buys, total sells, what your tokens are worth, and the plus minus is at the bottom. So in the early stages, you'd be up 8.8% of a Bitcoin, which should be just that of a small gain. Okay, so that's what the stats will look at. We'll go back to that a few times throughout the session. So we're going to speed through this. So I'm going to it either has to go down to 25 or up to 39. And I'm just going to do it like this. So I can see that on this particular period, it went up to 55 and it pulled back to 39.2. So I can sell here, sell again at 49. 39,260 was the number, but you know what? That would have came back almost for sure. So you'd buy back at 39.2, and then the next session it goes all the way up to like 68. So you can sell at 49, sell at 61, and then after it sells, we're going to see that it pulls back to the 18 average at about 35. So the 49 would buy, the 39 would buy, but not the 31. And it rallies all the way up to about 60. So the 49 sells. The 61 sure as heck does not, at least not at that time, but it does go up to 90 again later. So it goes to 76 sell. And then 95.8 won't. But we see it falls all the way down to 28,000. So 61 buy, 49 buy, 39 buy, 31 buy. And then it pulls up to the 50 number. So I can sell at 39. I can sell at 49. The next day it pulls all the way down again. So I can buy that 39. And then it pulls back up to 49, so I can sell that again. Back down again to 39. This time it doesn't pull down. 31 would come into play as a hit. And I can see 25 would hit as well as 20 on this session here. But I also can see, actually 15,906 was a low, so 16 also hit as well. So on the way back up, it goes up to 31,000. So we go sell, 31,408. What was the real high? Not quite so much there. So here's a spot where we'll just say it goes down to 17 and back up to 30. So 17, we're buying at 20. Sell at 25. And then it pulls back again to 20 at least once around the 14th of December. Up to 25 again. That's a no-brainer that it did such. 31, yeah, it did that as well on again in December. It pulls back again in December to 18, so there's a 25 buy, there's a 20 buy. So, and then at the ends of the year, a little over 35,000. So at that stage, the statistics would say you'd have 9,465 coins, so about 500 less than you started with. You have negative 1.3 Bitcoins, so from your original investment, you've only got 1.3 into your portfolio at this stage, even though it's worth 2.92. So you're up to a gain of 1 2/3 of a Bitcoin. I think you start on a 4, so that'd be basically 50% gain. 32,000 buys, 22,000 sells. You can see that you're selling at a much higher price than what you'd be selling at as we move into the 2016 year. And look at this pump. We can see, well, first before the year starts, it prices down to 21.3. So we can buy at 25, and we can't buy at 20 there. But then it rallies up to 53, pulls back to about 36. And that means we got a bunch of sells and 1 buy. And then it pumps all the way up to about 200,000. I mean, are you kidding me? These are what these things can do. Big time gains. 200,000 falls to 100,000 and back up to, oh, we'll just say Okay, so yeah, it falls back to 100 up to, oh my god, what's this high on at? 949. So that's buy, and that's sell it up to 949. Look at this. Look at all these sell orders in a row. And again, this is set up so you can never sell out. There we have it. And what we see now is it's going to go down to about 293. So we're going to buy at 714, 571, 457, 365. What was the low? That's 292. The low is 288. So that's a buy. And then from 288, we can see the next day it rallied up to 538. So we can sell there, we can sell there, we can't sell there, that's 570. And then it would sell off down on this cattail day, it would sell down to 215. So let's buy down to 215. It ends the day up to 339, so we can sell to 295. And there we have it. So it goes back down after this again the next day to 204. So you can buy that. And then it rallies up to about 343. 343 down to 208 up to 299. 299 false, we'll say to 141. I'm not going to get every single one. I'm going to miss a couple of these that can come along the way, but I want to get a lot of them though. 239 is the resistance that it comes up to after that. And then we'll say it falls straight down to about 98 change, or 97 even. Okay, so then it goes from 97 up to about 200. So let's sell it up. And in fact, we can see in here that it has a cattail on this day down to a low of 129. So we can buy at 149. And we're obviously going to sell 187 really easy. So here we stand at the 187 mark, and it's going straight down. I'm just going to ignore a bunch of these candles just because I can. And you'd get a couple extra trades, but just to make this a little faster, 88 it goes down to. So let's buy it up on the way down. There we go. 88 goes all the way up to about 120 or so. So we're going to get this one sell in. And then we see it falls all the way down to about 56. So we got those orders in, and we'll do a summary of the portfolio after this. But it has a rally going up from 104 back down to 70. So there's a sell, there's a buy, 95.8. Oh yeah, it hits that. Oh, that's a couple. No. 76 would come back down again. This is the end of the screen. 61 would hit. We're going to June. 49. What's the low in here? Well, actually, right here is where we'd be going to. The low is 50. So that didn't hit. It rallies up to 95. And of course, it doesn't go 95.8. That's obvious. And then we see get down in here to like a number where the 61 is buying at 50. The 49 wouldn't buy. It rallies up with a 76. Does this hit 76 in here? It does not. So we're going to keep it here, or just, I'm taking a break myself, but I'm just going to pause the tape. So let's just take a look at, I was going to say the standings, but it's not football. Let's take a look at the statistics. Gain of plus 9.9 Bitcoins overall. You'd have like 6 Bitcoins net plus. So basically, of course, what your initial investment would be as well. So if you started with 5 Bitcoins, you'd have 11. Total buys, we can see 47,000 buys, 41,000 sells. 66,000 is the average buy price. 91,000 is the average sell price. That's the whole profit, buy low, sell, whole point, buy low, sell high. Tokens would be worth 3.58. So for me, I'm taking a little break, but I'll be back for you in a millisecond. And for these 5,847 coins, if you want them higher, I put 102 for the increase. If it was 104, 105, 110, then that number would be higher. So then let's continue on. And what we got is buy at 49 and sell at 76. So we're starting it for the month of June. And we can obviously see we're buying because it goes down. It goes down all the way to over 28. And after that pull down lower, we know it goes up to 50. And then back down to 24. Rises all the way. Now, here's the situation. 24.5. You're down if you just bought and hold. No, you're up 7.61 Bitcoin here. Then the market rallies all the way up close to 50. And I'll pass that 49. We can see several times that it pulls down to 38 and then goes back up. So you're not buying at 31, so nothing can be done there. And then nothing would be sold until the July rally. That would bring it up to the 50 handle and then pull back a little bit. 39, is that enough to buy? It looks like enough to, my eyes say yes. Straight rally all the way up to about 85. And then it pulls back lower below 60. 60 up to not quite 76. And then it pulls back down to 44. Up to about 60. Oh, yeah, it's over 60. Let me just check. I'm going to do it. If it hits, it hits. It doesn't, it doesn't. 62. Yeah, I thought it did. So we will give a sell at 61. 49 buys back in the around the August the 7th area. 61's obviously not going to sell it. Grinds all the way down to 38. So the 39 would buy by that point. 49 doesn't sell anywhere in this picture, and there's no 31, so let's scroll through. We're looking for 31 or 49. And look at this move here. Well, this 49 is 49,494, so this seller would hit first. And then it would fall back lower to 25. What was the actual low? 20, oh, what a beautiful hit. 25,002 is a low. You got 25,126. That's just sweeter than anything. Knowing especially when it pulls back up to like 45,000. That's enough for 2 sell orders. Although you didn't get your 49 in. It pulls back down to about not quite 31. And we're seeing that the 31 would hit for the first time right in here. You'd be basically buying all the way down to about 20. And what's the exact number again? 20,019. Again, like a genius, like a boss. Getting the buy orders in. Buying back at 28. Well, 25 is where I'm buying. That's easy. 20 hits again around November. But 25 doesn't hit. It goes down below 16. So that 16 is going to buy. So now we're waiting for 12 or 20 after that. Well, the 20 hits. So let's just finish this off to the end of the year. Well, this is the end of the year here. So at the end of 2016, plus 8 Bitcoin now, even though the price is lower than when you started. Sweet as that would be, I would refer to that as. Let's now take a look as we now go into, well, as we start December of last year, that is. And we're looking to buy at 15, which of course, well, it looks like that happens to me. And then it pumps all the way up to 28. Sells back down to 20 easily, like around the 16th-ish or so. And then we're going down to 16 or up to 25. Well, the 16 gets hit to 25. Now it goes up to 20, which would sell around the 15th or 13th or so of right before the 16 number. And then as it goes to 16,000, that level would hit somewhere, well, between the 16 and the Feb on the bottom scaling. And then it would hit again at 12. So we need to sell at 16. That's not happening. And the next buy is at 10.92. That happens. And the sell is at 12, which is like 12.86. That happens again. So we can sell that. Buys back at 10. Well, that happens after the 13th. That move after doesn't hit 12.8. Not until after the 13th. And then it also goes to 16. And then does it fall? Obviously, it's going to fall back to, yeah, it does fall back to 12.8 just at the start of April. And then it pumps all the way up to that red candle, the red first one in April that goes up and down in the lines. We can see there that it goes all the way up to about 25,000. 25,126 is the number. Nope, that's one you missed. That's one you missed. It does pull back down to 17.58, but you got your buy order in at 16. So the next day you're going to be able to sell up to 28 change. It's only going to be one sell order. And then it falls down to 16 change and back up to about 25. That's not one hit. So 25, what does it go to? Doesn't hit here. So the 16 would hit on here, would hit all the way down to 10,000 again. 10,292. Oh, that one hits too. There's 3 buy orders in a row that would hit. And at this stage, with the market at major lows, you're still up 7 Bitcoins. The market would go up to 17,000. There's 2 sell orders that come in. You're not going to buy again until a few days later as it pumps over 20,000. Then it goes to 35. And then we're seeing the fall. So 35 falls all the way down to about 18. So those would buy. It goes over to the 24 would, nope, that doesn't sell on the 25. It then falls down to get the 14. So the 16 would buy. And that would happen between the 15 and the June on the bottom scaling. It does rally up to 20, so we can sell that, buy it back again right on the second one, just before the June when it pierces below 14. And then it rallies straight up to over about 34,000. That's three sell orders right there. Falling back down to 20, which gives me 2 buy orders. 20,100 would hit. And then as we go on the 12th, it's just going to go sideways. So 16,000 obviously wouldn't be hit for a long time. 25,000, is this high enough to hit 25,000? Not 25.1. So the 16 would of course hit into here. And this will take us to now to where we stand when we're done. So 16 hits. And then it rallies up to 22, so we can sell the 20. Comes back down to 16 on just after the 17th. Then the 20 would sell just a couple days after that. The 16 would hit again just before August. So look at all these up and down swings. The 12 would hit 12,865. It looks like it'll hit this day here, as it does. And then it would sell at 16,000. You could basically sell the next day, no problem. 12,000 again. 12,000 would hit again on this point here, going all the way down to the low of what is 88.30. So at this point, at the low, You're still up 8 Bitcoins. How's that doing for you? And then as it rallies, it's going to rally up to about 15,000. So that's one sale, falls back down again below 10,000. Rallies back up to about 12,790, 12,780. So that's a miss. Back down to about 91. So you're not buying there. So this rally is where you'd sell all the way up to 28 as we're now heading towards today. It then pulled back below 20, so there's a 20 buy. On that next day, the next day after that, it went for the 25 to sell. And then 20 again hit on like 4 days ago. And as it stands today, nothing would happen since. So you'd have a sell order ready to sell 1,280 at 25,126, and a buy order ready to get 1,420 more at 16,081. Your stats at this period would have you worth almost 10 Bitcoin profit. You'd have plus 7.6 Bitcoin net from where you were. Remember, when you start at like -3 because you have to buy to get in. 100,000 plus buys at an average Satoshi cost of 40,900, 97,000 sells at 53,000. And all I'm doing is using a computer with basic mathematics to do my buying and selling. So this shows you that you could write a simple computer program and it can do it for you. It literally can. In future episodes, I'll talk about the mathematics, the strategies, using this on a spreadsheet because that's the easiest way for people to do it. So I'd like to thank you for tuning in to this video. And we'll just take a look at this again on the weekly time frame. Just do one quick technical analysis within such. You have the situation in here where you rally up to this big point and basically going straight down for well over a year. It had an attempt in this 18 average in here, but it just resisted it. It never did have an attempt to break the trend until, of course, this point in here. Since then, it's been going very much sideways. So whenever you have a situation like this, at one point, it has to break it to one point or another. I've already calculated Fibonacci downside on this. I'm looking at about 4,000 if it breaks down. If this thing breaks higher from this rectangular range of pretty much the year, then you'd probably be looking back towards getting into this area in here. So you'd probably be looking at about areas of about 89,000 upwards to maybe about 175, 180,000, even maybe 250,000 for areas in which you can go to. So mathematics, you look at your risk when you play something like this, just on the basic level, that you this thing goes way down, you're going to lose practically almost everything you put in. But if this thing manages to go over 100, you're talking about 5x, 6x, 7x kind of gains. And then, of course, I've been just showing you this strategy where you can just buy and sell. If markets go straight down and you don't really get buy orders, then what's going to happen is you're just going to have nothing more than accumulate tokens. Have like for every 2-3 buy orders come in, you might get a sell order here and there. And that just does not do good for your portfolio. But over the long term, as you can see in this example, when you can just quickly buy and sell and be 30 or be about 50% down from when you started, because you started buying at around 30,000. Now it's at 20,000. And you can actually have an amazing profit. That just shows you that just a simple strategy can outperform a market. And what's better yet is a market in which, as an example, something like, let's just say you start here. I mean, this would be like the most awesomest. I mean, just something like this, you can see the monster profits. Not only do you have a gain, but you have all of this wild volatility that would give you the massive plays. Because if a market goes straight up, you're just going to hardly buy. You're going to be running low or out of tokens. And you get gains, but you won't be able to stay in the game. So thank you for watching this 29+ minute video. I hope this was educational, helpful, entertaining. Although I don't think entertaining, because who's going to watch this that doesn't really even, without much care of trading? People like real traders, if you're watching this now, and there's only a few of you, I know this is the type of information that can help, and I hope this helps and maybe can help to get some profits into your bankroll. Take care.